Hi guys, my name is Stephanie and we are back in my kitchen today for another cleaning test. Today we're going to be testing 6 ways to remove scratches on plates and dishes. It seems like certain types of dishes are just more likely to get scratches whenever you're using your silverware or your knives on them. So about half of my dishes are looking pretty bad right now. So we're just going to use some common kitchen cleaning items to see if we can get rid of those scratches and make those dishes look new. I picked the 6 tests that I'm going to do today based on recommendations that I saw people making online. Let's see if these actually work. For all 6 of these tests, I'm going to be using this non-scratch Scotch-Brite scrubbing pad, and I'm just going to be rinsing it out in between each test. Test number 1 is going to be baking soda. So I just soaked that scrubbing pad in clean water and sprinkled a bunch of baking soda onto the scrubbing pad. So baking soda is a popular cleaning product because the grit that it has is great at scrubbing things away, so I had high hopes when I started this test. I gave this plate a really good scrub. I was applying a lot of pressure, guys. My arm muscles and my fingers were hurting during all of these tests, so I wasn't taking it easy. I was pushing really hard when I was scrubbing. I even applied more baking soda partway through, but I didn't see a ton of change happening with this baking soda test. So I took it over to the sink to rinse it off and have a look at the results that I got. It's definitely improved the scratch marks that were on that plate, but it is not 100% there. I'm not even very impressed. I'd say it's about 50% there. So since this plate still needed some work, I decided to test product number 2 on the exact same plate. Product number 2 is the only real cleaning product in this list of tests, and it is Barkeeper's Friend. Barkeeper's Friend is popular for a lot of cleaning projects around the house. I like to use it to clean my stainless steel sink. It can remove hard water spots on glass, and it's great at removing tea and coffee stains in your coffee cups. I made a paste with water again when I was using this product, and I'd like to say that if you've never used this before, it has virtually no smell. I don't smell anything when I'm using this product. It is great, and it did a fantastic job at cleaning up the scratches on this plate. Let's go rinse it off, and I'll show you what I mean. I gave this plate a little rinse with cold water, and you can see that all of the scratches are almost completely gone. So it's like 99% there. I would not be embarrassed to have this plate in front of guests in my house. Next up, I prepped for test 3 and 4. So test number 3 is going to be with vinegar. So I'm using just the white distilled vinegar, the 5% acidity that you can find in most grocery stores. I put down a paper towel first so that the vinegar could be held across the entire surface of the plate instead of just pooling in the middle. And I set that aside for 10 minutes. Then I did the exact same prep with hydrogen peroxide. Again, this is another common household cleaning product that people like to use for just about anything. So I wanted to see if hydrogen peroxide would work on cleaning off the scratches on plates too. Again, I set that aside for 10 minutes and moved on to test number 5. Test number 5 is using lemon and salt to clean the scratches off of plates and dishes. Lemon is an acidic cleaner, and salt adds grit or texture so that you can scrub away things with that lemon juice. I started by using that lemon as the scrubber itself, and after a while I just thought all of that salt is actually just getting pushed up into the lemon, and I'm not really getting the grit that I wanted. So then I squeezed all of that lemon juice out onto the plate and used my blue scrubbing pad instead. This test was not working at all with the lemon or with the blue scrubbing pad. There weren't any changes happening to those scratch marks on the plate. So I rinsed it off just to have a double check. And as you can see, there are still a ton of scratch marks there. So I decided I'm going to use that Barkeeper's Friend again and see if that can get rid of these scratches on this plate. And after giving that plate a good scrub for about 1 minute and then rinsing it off again, you can see that the scratch marks on this plate are pretty much all the way gone and the plate is looking great again. Okay, let's go back and do those tests with the vinegar and the hydrogen peroxide. I started with the hydrogen peroxide, squeezed out all of the excess liquid from that paper towel, and then got back with my blue scrubby and went to work on this plate. So again, I give these plates a scrub for about a minute and a half with really good pressure, but I didn't see much change with the hydrogen peroxide. So let's rinse it off and I'll show you. Okay, you can see here there are still quite a lot of scratch marks on this plate. I'm going to set this aside. Of course, I'm going to do the Barkeeper's Friend on it next just to make sure that there's nothing special about these scratches, and the Barkeeper's Friend is going to work on it after. But first, let's test out that vinegar and see if it has better results. Of course, vinegar is acidic, so I'm hoping that it has better results than the hydrogen peroxide does. I gave the scratch marks on that plate a really good scrub with the vinegar, but I could see again that not much was happening with just the vinegar alone. So after about a minute of that, I decided to move on to a second test with the vinegar by adding baking soda to that vinegar. So vinegar and baking soda mixes are really popular cleaning products that people talk about online all the time. Just be sure that whenever you clean with vinegar and baking soda mixed, to clean with just the vinegar first so that the acid can work on whatever you're cleaning, and then add the baking soda in later because that baking soda is going to neutralize the acid. That fizzy reaction that you get when those two combine doesn't actually give you any extra cleaning power. It's the actual grit from the baking soda that is going to add some scrubbing power to whatever you're cleaning. So adding that baking soda did help to remove some of the scratches. Again, probably just to the level of plain baking soda by itself. It just had a little extra grit and it didn't get rid of it completely. So I'm going to set that aside again and use Barkeeper's Friend on it. All right, here we are with the hydrogen peroxide plate on the left and the vinegar and baking soda plate on the right. And I'm going to do the Barkeeper's Friend and see if it gets cleaned up. Now, something I didn't mention before is that Barkeeper's Friend has something in it called oxalic acid. I think that's how you pronounce it. And it's an acid that you can find in a lot of plants and fruit. Your body can even produce this acid. But it is a fantastic cleaner, like I mentioned, for a lot of things around your house. All right, the Barkeeper's Friend has worked on that first plate. So I gave that second plate a really good scrub and then I rinsed it clean again. And of course, it is looking fantastic. So Barkeeper's Friend is now my number one go-to for whenever I'm going to clean scratch marks off of plates and dishes around my house. It's a pretty cheap product. I think I've had this container of it for years now, probably I want to say 10 years, guys. And it's lasted me forever. So awesome product to have in your arsenal of cleaning supplies. If you have any other use for Barkeeper's Friend, let me know in the comments below and maybe I'll do that test in my next video or an upcoming video. And as always, if you have any questions or comments, be sure to put them in the comments below this video. I do try to answer questions whenever I get a chance. Good luck and thanks, guys.